Hello, welcome back to Flawed TMI. Happy TGIF, everyone. And for everyone who has started out the journey at the beginning of the week, we made it through a week. Yay! Psh, 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 way. Anywho, thank you, everyone who has been supporting me. Thank you for the kind words. I deeply appreciate it all. And like I had mentioned previously, I am really feeling enlightened, as well as I'm finding a certain type of Zen peace in my life right now. If I would have known I would have had this experience, I would have ventured out into this. But I'm not going to lie, fear of the unknown, number one, as well as, I already know that a lot of people are going to be waiting for negative comments because some of the content of my life may not be what a lot of people want to hear about or have out there, but it's my life. So with that being said, very first thing I want to get out there to all my Leos. There's a very special Leo that today is her birthday, and I want everyone to sit back and send out lots and lots of applause to a wonderful mom, wonderful. What am I, Lawrence Welk? That's me aging myself. Wonderful. Anywho, a happy, wonderful birthday to Andrea. Yay, happy birthday, my love, happy birthday. She was, other than family members, my very first subscriber. So she is a dear friend, and I love her immensely. She is a hands-on, beautiful mom, and I just love the journey that she has. So Andrea, sweetheart, this one is dedicated to you, so send out something positive, no crazy topics today. So with that being said, let's sit back and see what's inside that we're going to be discussing today. So, are you guys loving the little brook? Can you hear it? I'm hoping that you guys are able to hear it over me. So, wish us luck on this. So, let's see what today's topic is. Okay, today is, oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay. F for fathers. Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Well, here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Well, I didn't meet my father until I was a teenager. So I have several different stories, which I might end up, since it's a beautiful day, this might end up being a two-parter because fathers, that's very broad. So this first part is going to be my father, or sperm donor, because never was a hands-on. That's a whole long story. And then the second part will be, sadly, I recreated that destiny to my children and put sperm donors into their lives. That'll be the part two. So, thanks, Andrea. So with part one, here we go. Okay, as for my father, I didn't meet him until I was, I was in high school. And I came out to California from Tennessee, ran away, actually. I was in a very abusive home, and I just got to a point that if I did not leave, I felt I was going to kill her because, there were times she would hit me and I would grab her and she gave that look, but, she gave that look that I felt that I knew I was going to do harm. She had a little bit of a, oh my God, you're challenging me. So I had to stop myself because I knew that in my head and my heart, it was going there. So I just looked out, sought out, and was trying to find out who could have possibly be my father. So with that being said and done, I had looked out, and there were a few people that were in my neighborhood that knew of my mom or knew her, but they said that they knew who my potential father was. This is before Maury. So, because his name does not appear on my birth certificate, and there was never ever a discussion of him. So I found out who he was, and he was in California, but his mother was still in Tennessee. So I had gone over to her home. gracious woman, very gracious woman. I wish I would have had known her growing up. I mean, she was a fierce iron, strong iron fist woman, because my younger sister, she had grown up with her, and she loved the experience of it. It was the type of discipline and the type of routine that she needed in her life. Because I don't know if it's DNA or genetics or whatever it is, there's something that courses through our veins that just make us a tad bit on the way out there crew. But our grandmother, she was, I mean, in that little short brief time that I was there, she made certain that I want for nothing. She knew where I came from, but speaking this out loud, when you know of someone, it hurt me that everyone knew of me, knew the pain I was going through, and no one reached out to save me. That, I mean, looking back, I was born on a Wednesday, so I truly am a Wednesday child of woe. And I did not quite understand the ideal of it, because everyone used to always say that if, when you live in a Southern community, everyone knows all your business, everyone is there, you have aunts, cousins, this, that, everyone's related somehow. But I was the forgotten, the throwaway. No one wanted to save me or be near me or help me. So that's why I sit back and say I'm the eldest of so many siblings, but I was raised alone. It was just me and this elderly couple. And when I say elderly couple, they were in their 70s raising me. And so then I went to the grandmother. She took care of me until they had booked a one-way flight for me to come to California. And I came to California, and I met this man. And when I met him, now, honestly, that was the second time that I had met him, because the first time there was an incident in the 70s that he came over to where I was living, and he had his little friend with him, male friend. And they came over, and he knocked on the door, and I was inside with, I was with either my brother or my cousin. I think it was my little cousin. I'm not sure. You get older, you get fuzzy. So I was with them, and he was knocking on the door. And in the 70s, you got to love the 70s attire. The big flared out bell bottoms, the big clog shoes, and so on. And he's almost, he's 5'11", but with the big end shoes, whoa, big tall guy. So it was kind of intimidating. So we're inside the house, and my grandmother was yelling at him, "Get off my porch, you don't get off of my porch, I'll shoot you and just leave your ears in space." That bleep was funny as hell, me listening to that, being an 11, 12-year-old. That was funny, So, of course, no one wants to get shot. He left. I didn't really remember his face. I just remember the gesture of him stopping by. Then you fast forward. I get off a plane, and I see this man, and he looked a tad bit disheveled when I seen him. But, this is a new adventure for me. I'm no longer in Tennessee or no longer in Kansas. So, you sit back, and I'm looking forward to whatever new adventure. In my head, in my heart, I'm looking at it. I'm coming from abuse. Wherever I am going, this has to be better. So I met him, and then everything seemed kind of cool, cordial. Get in a car, drove to Long Beach, dropped off in LA at the, national big airport there, and then we drove to Long Beach. When I had gotten to Long Beach, still wide-eyed, not knowing what to expect, when I had gotten there, it was all these whispers, because we live in this circular type of apartment building, which was kind of like a community. Everyone knew everyone's business and, that type of deal. And I did not know that night he had gotten into a fight. He had beaten up his girlfriend. So, he bleeped, showered, and shaved to come get me, but he left a bloody girlfriend there ready to greet my ass. So that was kind of interesting. You know, she was, you know, had grown to love her. She was a sweetheart. But in that moment, I don't know how I would have accepted number one, if anyone's listening to this in any form of domestic issues or situations, please, 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 it won't get better. It will not get better. Get the hell out. I don't ever, ever, ever want to receive a phone call and tell someone, or, you know, someone tell me that something that I had known had gone down and I didn't stop it or didn't do anything to stop it. So anyway, with that being said, I met this man, and what ended up happening after that was there were other children. I met my siblings, and we were great. We were great. I'm thinking, cool. You know, I didn't have that standoffish. Now, I am going to be like very honest. The first few nights I slept in a closet. That was my choice because I was still frightened, and from where I had come from, you know, that was, you know, my safe haven. I didn't know these people. I didn't know what to expect. I was frightened. So I slept in the closet to try to, I guess, get into what was supposed to be now my new normal routine. You fast forward to, I still kept myself isolated from the other siblings because I was older, and I'm trying to figure out my way. So I was kind of up close to this father figure, and getting to know him, talking, which I did not realize that in his vocabulary, every word was MF, bleep, 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 and bleep. So if people look at me and go, why do you curse like a sailor? I am the product of a sailor. He was a seaman. seaman. Anyway, so with that being said, that's how I picked up my nice, colorful, salty vocabulary. So right after that moment, that's 3 days into me getting to know him, he backhanded me in my mouth because I was not calling him dad or father or whatever else he needed to hear at the time. Needless to say, I never ever called him dad, father, or whatever else he needed to have heard from me. So that was the beginning of who he was to me. He never ever was someone that was in my life, and he, to this day, still alive. I'm okay with not knowing him. He's okay with not knowing me. So we exist on this planet. It sucks. It sucks. I've been married 3 times. This man has never been to any of the weddings. He's met 2 of the husbands, but he was never, ever a father figure. You know, he always was this type of individual that made it seem like, hey, I'm this party person, which sucks because I end up procreating with a personality just like his. And now a child of mine feels the way that I am sitting before you right now. And it sucks. It sucks. That's why another reason as for me to sit back and speak on this platform is because I don't want to recreate any more legacies like this. I don't have any grandchildren that I know of. No, just kidding. I don't have any grandchildren. So I don't want my children or next generation to recreate any of the harms that I've gone through. So with that being said and done, wish me well on this venture, because what I'm doing right now is making certain that I will never ever deal with this type of situation in my life one way or the other, whether it is a family member. So if I am around anyone in the future and I see this type of personality person in your future, please forgive me if I excuse myself, get up and vacate, because nothing good came of it except for me being on this planet. So if nothing else, I thank him. And yes, he's a Leo. My mother's a Leo. The woman that beat me was a Leo. And I am the pride. Oh, you gotta love that, gotta love that. With that all being said, thanks, Andrea. You are a Leo that I love, and there are a few more Leos out there that I love. But for today, this is the subject matter that the universe, put into my hand. So that's going to end my part 1 of who this person is. Oh, there will be more stories, but that was the introduction of who he is. Love you guys all. Like I said, if you like the information, please thumbs it up, subscribe, and place your notifications so you will always be aware of whatever I have going on. Love you. Mwah.